What if I told you that the key to scaling your agency could be halfway around the world? International staffing is by far one of the best options for businesses struggling with local staffing shortages and high labor cost. In this video, I'll show you how I built a global team of skilled professionals and how you can too. With the right systems in place, like on-time ITS, and the right people, you can grow faster, cut costs, and boost efficiency. When I first started my business, I faced constant headaches, high turnover rates, rising labor costs, and the never-ending demand for administrative support. It felt like no matter how much we grew, the costs were eating away at our margins. That's when I realized that I needed a different approach. Building a global team wasn't just a solution. It really changed how we do business as an organization. Today, my team spans multiple countries, giving us 24/7 productivity and access to incredible talent, all while keeping our cost under control. It helps us deliver top quality care and stay competitive. The money that we save gets reinvested into the business for growth without compromising services. Let me set the stage for why I went international in the first place. The high turnover rates in the United States healthcare labor market were really draining us. Paired with the skyrocketing cost of wages and tighter margins, it was clear that I needed to start thinking outside the box. Additionally, healthcare demands a lot of administrative support, scheduling, billing, patient management. Really, the cost of maintaining an all-local team were unsustainable. I realized that I needed to explore how I could find top talent in other parts of the world. Here's how I got started. Initially, I turned to platforms like Upwork, Simply Trabajo, and my wife's family's company, Freelance.com. These platforms allowed me to connect with skilled professionals from across the globe. I also had created our on-time practice management software, making it possible for people to manage our business remotely. It's cloud-based, so no matter where my team is, they can log in, manage schedules, and keep operations running smoothly. Starting small, I hired freelancers for specific tasks. First, it was to cover on-call, but as the model proved itself, I started to scale up and build full teams. Here's the truth: hiring freelancers directly is great for short-term needs, but for long-term success, you really need reliable partners. That's why the real key to building a global team is partnering with trusted international staffing agencies. These agencies handle sourcing, vetting of talent, onboarding, and save you a bunch of time and energy. I work with a few agencies that I mentioned before that specialize in healthcare staffing, and they've become invaluable in helping me find top talent quickly and efficiently. First, let's talk about Freelance.com, because that's where it really started with me. My wife is originally from Venezuela, and she was talking to me about the economic crisis there. And I started to think, well, how could I utilize resources in Venezuela to help me with my business? Before then, we worked with people on like Upwork who helped us build out software and other kind of smaller projects. But I never thought about having full-time administrative staff overseas. It was always kind of like this technical work or this kind of project-based work. So she told me, well, she has family members who are bilingual and could probably help the business out by putting together a team. So I gave it a chance, and we hired our first resource right before Thanksgiving in 2016. And we were like, you know what, let's have somebody on call for half of the week, because we're all sharing call within the organization. Sometimes it was our staffing coordinator, sometimes it was ownership, and call just got rotated. But it became annoying to handle call during the holidays. So we said, you know what, let's work with somebody that could do this administrative function of answering our calls, updating schedules, replacing people who are calling out, and see if it works. And it worked out so well that we went back to Freelance.com and told them, you know what, we want to build out a team of 4 resources. 4 became 8, 8 became 12, and the ball got rolling that way. And a cool thing about what they do is they will kind of create a facility for you. So if you wanted to have a team in place that all work together and they're under one roof and they're supervised, Freelance.com is an excellent choice for that. Another company that I work with, Simply Trabajo, their style is a little bit different, and I tend to work with them for different sort of resources. What I look for through them are dedicated employees that could be anywhere in the world. So freelance is great for recruiting out of South America, but Simply Trabajo recruits worldwide. So if I need somebody that is going to speak a specific language, for example, we just hired somebody that speaks Punjabi to be a staffing coordinator. They were able to isolate the right resource, hire that resource, and then bring them into the fold. So the important thing between these sort of companies is that they provide you with what you really need. They interview you to figure out, what are you expecting from the role? What are the salary expectations? How much are you willing to pay for this particular role? And they work with you to try to come up with the tools to ensure that they are a successful hire. When you're working with Upwork or some of these other agencies, they just try to throw people at you, and then there's no support after that. But having eyes and boots on the ground, and also people who are participating in that onboarding process, that training process to ensure that your resources succeed, is really the difference between good and bad. Yeah, you could go to Fiverr and you could go to Upwork, but they don't care about that onboarding experience, that bringing people into your organization or even managing them. They're working from home remotely, unsupervised. If you want a supervised team, freelance.com. If you want some very specialized international workers, Simply Trabajo is the way to go. And that's who I recommend and use in my organization. It's really important that once you've hired your team, that you conquer the next challenge, which is training and managing them effectively. Good tools really make a difference. For example, systems like OnTime let you stay connected and productive no matter what the time zone is. All of our staff utilizes it, and it really helps us manage our business better. It's also important to create clear SOPs, conduct regular check-ins, and invest continuously in training to keep your team aligned and engaged. SOPs are really the difference between good organizations and great organizations. If you do not standardize your processes, you're going to have varied outcomes. Haven't you noticed that McDonald's is consistent? You get a Big Mac, it tastes the same just about everywhere in the world, because they've really distilled down what is a Big Mac. How do we make our big beef patties? How thin or thick should they be? How much lettuce? How much special sauce? All those things are clearly defined. That way you don't have inconsistency from McDonald's in New York to McDonald's in Miami. It's just the same. You know what you're going to get for your money. And your systems need to be the same way. If not, good talent is going to be amazing. They're going to just function well. Average talent is going to function on an average way. The only way that you can get your average talent to function like your good talent or your great talent is for them to do things exactly the same. And the way that you can do that is by distilling SOPs. Now, I cover how to develop SOPs. We have a special workshop for that. I've even done videos covering SOPs. So depending on when you're watching this video, you should be able to see what that SOP process is like. If you're going to be working with international people, you absolutely need to take this training seriously, and you absolutely need to have SOPs in place. If not, you're going to get subpar performance. They're not in our country. They don't know what Medicaid is, they don't know those differences. It's not something that they're exposed to. So without having a very structured process for educating them, training them on how you do business, training them on your software tools, like if you're using OnTime or some other practice management solution, you need to train them up front. The better the upfront training, the better the outcomes. If you're ready to start hiring your first global employees or add additional resources to your team, now is the time to act. And if you're unsure where to begin, whether it's figuring out your budget, defining roles, or finding the right partners, you can book a call with me at PassiveWorkforce.com. I'll help you put together a tailored recruitment plan that fits your business's needs. Let's build your dream team together. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like the video, comment in the comment section, and subscribe for more content on scaling your businesses. If you have any question about building a global team, of course, drop them in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to answer them. Until the next time, keep building your business and keep pushing forward.